We're going to try something different here. You're going to do this interview because my headphones have completely died. So I'm going to tell our folks, our viewers, that Brent Sopel is our next guest. And, of course, I always think of him as the Saskatoon Blade and Swift Current Bronco, but went on to the National Hockey League 659 games between Los Angeles, Vancouver, Chicago, Atlanta, Montreal. Hopefully I haven't forgot somebody in there, and won a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm handing it over to you, Darren, while these guys run out and fix my earphones, okay? So let's bring in Brent Sopel. Dupes is going to interview him.
Yeah,
cool?
Great. That's totally cool, Brent. How
Finally, right, now we get the A-lister in here.
See, now we can get to some real stuff, right? How are you?
Fine. Took this long to figure it out, eh?
Exactly. Where are we finding you this morning?
I'm in Chicago. Still stuck. All the borders are still locked down here, so I'm not going anywhere quickly.
So what is the update in Chicago since we've had you on last? How have things progressed, where you're at in your world and the whole pandemic?
Chicago's opened up. We just opened up, was it last week? Some restaurants inside, some malls, things like that. So it's, slowly but surely we're getting there. But obviously here in the U.S., when you have 300 million more people, there's a lot going on with a lot more cases, spiking again. So it's, it's a scary time right now all over.
Yeah, big time. So put yourself in the players' shoes right now because they're, starting to open up training facilities. More players are coming back slowly as they move to each phase and get closer to August. Are you excited as a player? Are the players excited to get back? Are you nervous? Because we've seen in baseball, David Price is opting out of coming back. We're seeing other guys not sure if they want to go in basketball. But, as a hockey player, and you've been off for so long since March, how are the guys feeling right now about opening things back up?
It's stupid, in my opinion. This just proves to the point that Gary Bettman, doesn't care about us. He cares about, making his, his wallet thick and the league. There's no reason why we should be going back. I think it was, it was nine guys tested positive again, 9 more. Just wipe the season down, start all over in October if that can be. There's a blank on the Stanley Cup. Nobody in the world ever anticipated what happened here. It's an epidemic. It's it's a scary situation, and trying to force it for dollars is stupid. But it just proves a point. We're just a piece of meat.
Do you think that there'll be a significant number of players that will opt out, that will take that opportunity to opt out and not partake in the shortened playoff?
Well, I don't know if anybody's going to opt out just because, that's not what we do as hockey players. We stand up for each other. Right. We're a team, thick and thin. But, you got a lot of Europeans that haven't skated much, and you're going to toss these guys into playoff hockey. All it takes is one superstar to get, blow a knee or something like this. It's just completely ridiculous that they're actually trying to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah, good. Did we figure this out?
I got it fixed. I got it fixed, but I'm enjoying your interview. Hey, morning, Soaps. You're doing so well. You just keep going.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
I got my questions, but I'm enjoying yours.
Okay. So there's some good stuff. If they are going to play hockey, because we've been talking about this a lot, who do you like, from that play-in round that might have a shot to surprise people? Because I picked Florida. And that's only because I'm sticking with them. I picked Florida at the beginning of the year, with Quenneville as the coach, the offense they have, if Bobrovsky can get going in net. I picked them as kind of a team that might surprise people, and they've got a second shot here because they're into the playoffs. Who do you like out of these teams that have been given a second life, so to speak?
This is almost like pin the tail on the donkey right now. Everybody was off for 2 months. You always come into playoff time, you look back to the season series, but everybody's been off so long. And like I said, a lot of Europeans haven't skated anywhere near amount as the North Americans. Where you're going to be. We talked about Florida, Bobrovsky. Did he go back to Russia? Was he able to skate as much as he wanted to? It's going to take one bounce. Guys aren't going to be anywhere near as in shape they're supposed to be. You're not going to be able to ride your top 4D the way you normally go into the playoffs or your top 2 lines because they're just not going to be able to do it. They're not in shape. And, what I worry about is injuries. You get injured when you get tired and you overcompensate and you do things you shouldn't be doing. And, this is definitely putting guys in jeopardy.
So you want to go?
Well, yeah. Well, they're nervous, Brent, in Edmonton.
Yeah,
there we go. They're nervous in Edmonton about the Blackhawks. They're very open about that. Not the Oilers per se, but the fans and the media. And they say Corey Crawford's a big reason. Patrick Kane's a big reason. Should they be as worried losing a 5-game series to Chicago?
Well, obviously you got the pedigree Chicago Blackhawks. Corey Crawford's won 2 Stanley Cups. He's also there on the team as a Black Ace when I was there in 2010. So he knows how to win. When he is healthy, he's one of the best goalies in the league. Patrick Kane is Patrick Kane. There's nobody else like him. He's unbelievable. So you got Duncan Keith, on the back end who can log 9,000 minutes. It's ridiculous what he can do. But again, it's just a new animal. How's the ice conditions? There hasn't been ice. We're playing, in July and August, which has never been done before. I remember skating, in August. The ice was always terrible. How are they going to keep that? Your hands and your brain, everything isn't going to be where it normally is. So it's just going to take one bounce. And when you talk about a 5-game series, you could take a look at the flip side. Obviously, you got Connor McDavid. I heard that guy's okay of a player, Draisaitl. So, they got some weapons on the other side. Also, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a bounce or two either which way, or a penalty that's going to end up making the series.
John Ohm, by the way, watching in Winnipeg, says, love this dude. No BS answers. Keeping it real, bro. Brent, you the man. Well, that's why we have Brent Sopel on here, because we know that he's that kind of guy. And that's the playoffs are wide open anyways. But in this scenario, as you've said many times, who knows? But because you've won a Stanley Cup and you've been through the wars, Brent, just in a normal year, how are the playoffs different than the regular season? What is the key to being the one standing on the top of the mountain at the end?
I always said it was an 82-game warm-up for the big dance. The intensity, the sacrifice, obviously just doubles or triples of what you do to win. When it takes a blocking shots and playing with broken legs and ankles and foot, you might only get one opportunity to win the Stanley Cup, and guys are going to do whatever it takes. And if that's going to injure another guy or go through a wall or, play with a broken leg, you're going to do that. There's no other sport like it. What does the NFL play 3 games? Oh boy, we play 3 games in 3 days. Baseball, there's just nothing like it. It's the hardest trophy to win, and it's going to even be harder this year. Coming under the circumstances with everything going on, with COVID, that's always in everybody's mind. And if more guys gets it, how many guys per team? How are they going to handle that? So there's a lot of things on their mind for these guys right now, but it's all about sacrifice.
Last one. This is the best video feed we've had out of your home so far. So you or us are doing something right. How's the family doing, Brent, through this? We've checked in with you a couple of times. I think I can hear them in the background. Everybody doing well down there?
Yeah, no complaints. Everybody's doing really well. Obviously, the kids are off at school here in the U.S. Most of the kids get off at end of May or beginning of June, so we're all in summer holidays. I've been going for a month. We just had the 4th of July, so it was a big weekend here, and was happy that restaurants and things are open. But my family's safe. So far, knock on wood, there's been no issues, so I won't complain. I know you don't want to listen either.
Well, hopefully we can get you home for a visit soon. We miss you here. It's getting hot by Saskatchewan terms. We wait all year for this, as you know, and it's finally here. So, Soaps, thanks for this, man. Keep in touch. Stay safe.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you.
Brent Sopel checking in from Chicago. And I do want to get around to this CFL GM talk. But also, I kind of felt like America last week.
Yeah.
With the fireworks going up, we were shooting guns. It was hot.
Right?
We were boating. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm in America right now.
Yeah, I know. And everybody, but it's everybody firing off their own fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because you couldn't go to the big one city one.
Exactly.
I won't say where I was at, but we were shooting, and this kid said to me, you're pretty good at that. And I said, I grew up doing this.
Right.
I don't think you lose it. I was actually talking to my wife about this. Riding a bike, golfing. What are some things that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Right.
French is one.
Yeah.
Like I was bilingual coming out of grade 12, but I'm not anymore. I'm pretty good, but I'm not anymore. But shooting a gun, I don't think you ever lose it.
Yeah.
If you're good at it.
No. Yeah, one of those things that, if you lose it, you don't use it, you lose it. That doesn't apply there, that's for sure. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get into it. You miss the first one or two, but then you realize, and you hone right back in, you pick up right where you left off.
Yeah. And secondly, I'm sitting there squeezing the trigger, and I'm like, this is fun. But you got to get out of the city to do it.
Yeah.
Unless you're my dad, and you know that story. But
Yeah, I do.
what's up with Nick Lewis? All right. Nick Lewis is ready and connected, and he can cover all of these topics. We're just saying, who's the next GM? And Jeff, the Stampeders fan, says he would hire Cole Huffnagel.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.